Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Chronicon. My name is Wilfred, and in this video I'm going to tackle the last two bosses of the chapter 3, and it's rather exciting, especially this one is on heroic mode. So I'm going to narrate a little bit on how I'm doing with this Templar, which is right now at level 82, and also talk a little bit about the challenges I have with this game so far. So now, as you can see, all this boss design is really good. There are multiple phases to it. So it started off with some elemental power previous to it, and now it's fire. Then after that, there's like a Nightling. You have to dodge a little bit from it, and I took the opportunity to take some of the crystal around me, and basically just need to make sure that you dodge some of these attacks and so on. But by and large, it's not too hard. This is the cold damage against you, so it's just a little bit of like trying to dodge it if you can, but the radius was kind of large as well. So but this part is not the hard part. The hard part is actually the big boss himself. Next bit is the I think it's the shadow kind of thing, a lot of like minion, but again, because mine is kind of nice for AoE, it didn't take too long for this one. Last two is poison. I wait for a little bit until the shield is down, then after that that is now time for the kill. Now, boss fight is actually really hard. I've tried a couple of times. I thought it was the heroic thing, but in the end, there was a trick to it. So this boss would root you, and after that will send like the huge area of damage of the lava. Okay, so now boss time. I pop my ultimate, which is Ascension, Avatar, and after that I do a thing that I need to do. That thing on the fire on the ground would decimate your character within like 1 or 2 seconds. So if you get rooted, you would not be able to survive that. So I tried a couple of times. It was really hard. So what I've done was that I changed my gear. One of the feat item, I can actually use it to be immune to all this like rooting. So as you can see, the immune I think is actually against me, I guess. But otherwise, your character will get rooted, and after that, it would be like they'll have a big fire on you, and you'll be decimated within like a couple of seconds, 2 seconds, I think, at most. Even so, I mean, look at the damage I receive by just kiting a little bit and healed up a little bit. But I mean, by and large, once I've got it right, meaning that I put my ultimate again, on here. And the fire really hurts a lot, even though I have quite a fair bit of resistance for my character. But other than that, once I got the gear right, I'm able to dodge, basically win the game here. So another option, I think there are some scrolls that allow you to not to be rooted. But I think I sold all my scrolls. So tips for you guys: save some of the scrolls just in case you need to win the content in some way. Now, so this is the tower level, I think, I can't remember which level 4 right now. So there was a boss at level 3, and there's another tower level, I think 6 or 5 or 6, I can't remember. So that is the good thing about it, and I'm just going to work my way through. Of course, this is an edited version, otherwise it may become a little bit long, this video. So I try to mix things up a little bit. Sometimes I pre-record it and edit it for you guys. Sometimes I just play it live, because I think some of you may want to listen to my actual gameplay and what I think about the game so far. But I've also, not quite sure whether you have noticed or not, I've changed the one of the abilities. So I don't really have a hammer that spiral around me. Rather than I change it to it shoots, and on impact it deals area of damage of 2.2 meter, I think. I reckon it's stronger because I'm melee anyway, so I can actually hit it and it will explode. Now here is where I change the gear a lot of time, because I've got an amulet, I don't know what is it called, accessory, that would spawn champion as I touch the shrine. So it is very much like the Nemesis Bracer if you play Diablo 3, same thing like this game as well. So I switch to that, I like use it to open up the shrine, spawn a champion, and I switch it back again. So just for the extra loot. And by the way, using that accessory, I'm able to get I'm able to spawn extra mob champion. However, when I switch it back, I get the XP bonus, so I want to switch it back as well. So there's a little bit of switching here and there, but I think by and large it's okay. After a while, you get used to it, switching gear halfway through the through the gameplay. But that's how I roll these days. All right. So now I was just saying about the build itself, because a lot of time I managed to just experiment what works, what doesn't. So now this build is coming up quite well. It's mainly holy, but I've got different kind of notes from here to there to help me synergize my build and gear. As a Templar, you could use a shield or you could use a tomb. I choose to use a tomb because it pops a barrier, and sometimes you see the bubble on me. I like this one here, that will increase my resistance. Now not only that, I can synergize it with another kind of like a tree to further like increase my magic power when I use a tomb. So it's a lot of synergy. If you have some spot some kind of clever builds around it, I think it's rather fun, this game. And a lot of time you can figure things out yourself. You don't need to do some serious kind of research or need a tool like Path of Exile to understand how the thing works. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy it very much. And just to recap, I started off playing this game just not too long ago, thanks to my friend 16-bit Switch, who gifted me the game. And I've managed to started off with casual, which is the lowest difficulties, because it's a new game to me. I don't know what to expect. And then after that, I've managed to switch to veteran, which is the third level difficulties, just to play a little bit of higher difficulties. It was really rewarding. I thought maybe I push it to heroic, which I did. Did turn out pretty well. And after that, I said, well, why not try legendary? Managed to do quite a few chapters with the legendary difficulties, but the farm efficiency just not quite there. It's not as fun as I wanted to be. So I come back to heroic again. It is really fun. I mean, the reward is there. It's not too hard, yet it's kind of keep me on my toe. Still try to dodge things around rather than things become so easy. You can just face tag everything. So I enjoy it a lot, tremendously so far. And I got to familiarize myself with different kind of gear, different kind of unique and legendary as well. So I'm trying to get a sense of what works and what doesn't for my build. And I have some idea as well, what to call that at level 100, should I get there. So now I am level 83. Another 17 level to go, and I've got one more chapter to play. So I'm hoping that by the time I finish the chapter 4, or even before that, I manage to get to level 100, and that would be ideal, because after that I just like exploring other builds and try to collect gear, try to see what the end game is like. I think there's some kind of casual end game in this game. So kind of excited to see how it goes. Now, it's still quite a fair bit of just going through the dungeon, and sometimes time just fly when you play a dungeon because there's so much action going on, so much loot, and sometimes I just go back to town, sell off the stuff, and after that come back in again and loot some more. And the dungeons by and large is rather large. Some of them, I mean, right now this dungeon is rather small, but there are some really large ones. They'll take a while to take. By the way, there's a bag with the kind of like a pink item there, means that it's of a high quality. So I mean, some of the dungeon could be rather big, and it's rewarding for you to hunt the trove. So there are chests around it, and those chests I believe only spawn once. And once you complete this, once you have opened one, it will not spawn again. I think, at least for the same story mode. I don't know what happened if I reset the story mode, but you know, you really want to open up or explore all the dungeon, every single like dungeon within the dungeon, to find all this trove. Sometimes solve some puzzles as well. There are some puzzles that are rather easy to do, some puzzles that are rather hard. But you know, all this will reward you with the trove, and sometimes you get good loot. If not, then just achievement is fine too. Alright. So now this dungeon here is the I think the level 6 right now. There are some buttons on the floor. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. You see a lot of loot here, man. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but there are a lot of like a button, a puzzle, and you need to somehow, you know, press it in some way, and after that the door will be open. So it's interesting. It's not just like, you know, going to places without kind of like, you know, just, it's not that straightforward. You need to think a little bit. You need to play a little bit like solving puzzles. Sometimes just like, you know, some of them are quite simple. Some of them could be a little bit like require a little bit of thinking, kind of thing. So I like it a lot. So now I'm almost there, and I think after that it will be the final boss of the third act. So as of today, sometimes in 2018, and this game has been out like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Early access is still on early access. So of course there's always been a little bit of concern whether they'll finish the game or not. But it's 4 chapter out of 5. So, and for the price of like $10, I think it's rather worth it. I've spent about, I think, 20 to 30 hours so far. I'm still on to my first character, not even level like 100 yet. But I mean, I must say I spent quite a fair bit of time AFK as well, because this game is so large, some of the dungeons, and you can't just save it and do something. So yeah, sometimes I just AFK, make myself a cup of tea or have dinner and so on. Okay, so this is the Pinnacle of Madness. If you recall the last chapter, I'm supposed to destroy the... I changed my boots, by the way. I'm supposed to destroy the mad scientist.
Welcome. I've been expecting you. Why don't you relax and let my custodians tend to you while I make the final preparations?
So now there are some bosses here, and the pylon has to be destroyed. Otherwise, it heals the boss. So there's really no point destroying the boss without, like, destroying the pylon. So that's the first order of business. There are also 2 shrines to it. Interestingly, the shrine will not spawn the champion even when you equip with that accessory. So there's no point in switching gear here, but it's just a matter of taking down the 2 Clot and the what's the other guy's name? Clot and Clot. Both are Clot. So Wolverine. No, it's not. Yeah. So it's Clot and Glum. So now after that, I'm going to open up using the shrine in just a bit. So that is done. So take the shrine.
Impeccable timing. The experiment is ready. Behold.
Yeah. So take the shrine number 1, knowledge reveal itself, just XP. Take the other one as well. This is the magic kind of thing, but it's okay because I'm using a barrier. I have the resist on, so it hardly like hurts me. It doesn't hurt that much. So it's a matter of rotation right now here. He jumped for quite a fair bit, tried to avoid the jumping bit of it. He's not a good doctor for sure. Yeah, I dodged that. Well done. Well, some of them I do kind of like dodge. Like one hit is actually quite painful. But the Nightling is not that painful because of my resist gear and my barrier as well, which is nice. The barrier gets destroyed once I take in enough damage, and the good thing about it is that if I don't receive any physical damage, my barrier can last for quite a fair bit. I've got heal as well, and I'm using a healing over time, so it's just a bit of like rinse and repeat here. And that's it. Well, see the barrier get popped because it's a pretty high chance to pop a barrier. So you see a little like thing on the ground, the yellow thing like earthquake. That is from my boots, by the way. I managed to root him. I think like this one is rooted. I don't know whether I managed to root it or actually he rooted himself after jumping. But yeah, my unique gear can do that as well. My legendary, I think. So I healed up myself, I popped the ultimate, and here we go. This time round, I didn't pop, barrier, but there's no need to. Alright, so now, that is the end of it, and that's at least the end of the Act 4, I think. 3, sorry, I'm going to go into Act 4 later. So yeah, a lot of fun, heroic still. I think I'll just stay on heroic until the very end and hope to see that I become like a level, maybe hope to see I'm level 100 soon. Yet again, you triumph. Not only did you enter the madness of the Doctor, but you also free the old king from his eternal undeath. You are making excellent progress, and the 2 trial remains. Only 2 trials remain. So got another gear, and this reward is really nice. It gives quite a fair bit of health and mana damage, and the good thing about it is the chain lightning, hit multiple target, as well as the crit chance. So this is a good legendary, the Mad Dog's Cure. I'm very happy that I have it. And basically, far to the east lies the hot and arid regions of Drek'Horba, home to some of the greatest cities and wealthiest kings in the world. This was not always the case. Not too long ago, part of what was commonly known simply as the Badland. But the greatest terror of all were the gigantic sands worms lurking below the shifting sands, devouring unsuspecting traders and travelers whole. So basically, we have to go to Badlands and to destroy the sandworms. Badlands sounds like somewhere in World of Warcraft. Anyhow, so it's just a matter of going to the portal and head to another bit of it. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed whatever you're doing. And if you haven't tried Chronicon, give it a thought. It's quite a nice game. All right, see you next time. Goodbye.